we bring these to order. Okay. And we have our form here, and we also have Chris by Zoom. So, first thing is approval of minutes from the October 13th meeting.
I have no problems with the minutes, anyone else?
Minutes look okay to me.
In which case I move we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, public comment, is that on the agenda? Anybody in the waiting?
Nope.
And let's go on to items for discussion.
Airport strategic plan, hopefully everybody's filled out their surveys. Within that email that Regina sent out was also a link to set up your own individual interviews with Regina. So make sure if you haven't done that, you do that. And if you want to use the conference room, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know so that we can book it off to the side. And nobody else is trying to use it at the same time. Construction projects, 2.5 threshold relocation. We have an open runway. We have an approach that works and is online. We have several approaches that have come back online.
yes.
So yeah, this is what we've been working for the last, 3.5 years.
And so they did turn on straight in for 3-0?
Yeah, straight in 3.0 is on.
The NOTAM just came up today, so if you look on Forefront,
It does actually show a 4 point now?
yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't know it.
Okay.
And what's great is it didn't actually show up on ForeFlight because they had a cyber attack that impacted their NOTAM system. So
Oh.
we were
Yeah,
we wouldn't have known unless you went on the FAA site or we got Mike's email.
Great.
Oh, okay.
And then I looked after I got his email, I couldn't find it. Called Mike and he told me to go to the FAA website, forget all those other guys.
Go to the source that everybody else uses.
Yeah.
I have one question. When they were working on all of that, I thought they were also fixing things on the runway, and yet airfield pavement maintenance runways,
So
so
the-
that's a different,
it's a different phase. What we did is we did basically crack sealing on the east half of the runway. So where the
Okay.
intersection is east, all of the new stuff. We still have the other end of the runway and we
Okay,
have
so
the
just-
entirety of 1230 that
okay,
goes
so
through.
that's just the other part of it,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, 12:30 then, okay.
Yeah, 1230 display threshold. We've got a
Pre-designed
Pre-designed conference set up sometimes.
It's not available, so I'm not sure. It'll be soon.
yeah, Kitsy's working on organizing the pre-designed conference. So we have everything we need for what the FAA is actually paying for and what we're gonna have for grant money and all of that fun stuff.
Okay.
And I understand we're hoping to get Pappy's. So, at least 3-0.
I designed PAPIs for 3.0.
Good for you.
Now, I guess the question is, and Mike and I talked about this, is whether, whether we want the 4 box like you have on the primary runway, or if, because since you're gonna own these yourselves, it's a cost component, as in terms of whether a 2 box is sufficient. That's really a call that you, discussion that Mike need to make, because I can design either one, it's just whichever one you prefer.
What's the difference in cost and what's the difference in safety?
Well, the 4 box lets you know gradations whether you're higher or lower on the plane, so better than just the 2 box.
4 boxes, if you have a runway that has a lot of jet traffic or a larger aircraft, you're gonna put 4 boxes on. I would say at that length of runway around the state, 90% of them are 2 box ones, because they, occasionally just use them, but they're
Yeah.
primarily used more for singles and lighter twins. And again,
So 2
you can
boxes,
do either
yeah.
one, and I would assume that, I haven't talked to the FAA about that, that's something that we would bring up in the pre-design meeting, is whether they would fund a 4 box. But it's just more money, so it's something to think about, we'll see what the FAA says.
Yeah,
2 box would be better than a no box.
The maintenance difference, I would assume, is pretty minimal for
Like
the building it.
Are we thinking reels for that end too? Are we planning that?
I mean, it's easy to put them on there. It's not hard to lay them out and design them.
That would be a real nice thing to have.
But now we're not planning on, of course, on 1-2.
Yeah,
No,
3.0 doesn't have rails today.
no,
no,
No, I guess I thought it did. Okay.
We'll just plan on asking the FAA for both of them and see what they say.
good idea.
the FY 24 AIP pre-application, this is a process we go through every year. I think on our next major project is basically pavement maintenance. We're gonna have kind of a little period where we go through the terminal building study, we do the solar power project. But as far as major pavement work or anything like that, I think we're pausing for a year or two. And when we do come back, we'll hit up the apron,
I think the apron expansion is first pay project.
Easement, yeah,
so.
and taxi construction interact.
They won't allow us to ask, how soon could you ask for the pavement expansion?
For what?
The terminal?
Yeah, I mean, this pavement, I thought that was already on the.
It's on the list, it's just, we still have to worry about matching funds, so. We have to balance.
DOT grant?
DOT projects, again, South Key Hanger infrastructure, no changes there, springtime project. Carl and Bolton and Mink did submit a task order for the wayfinding and terminal building. We're getting that reviewed. Monument sign, and we'll have that on the agenda for next month. But again, that was gonna be a springtime project anyway, by the time we got it designed and bid. Get a little bit of weather. We do have a couple of decisions we'll need to make on whether or not that sign needs to be lit up at night. I don't remember what we decided, if we decided anything originally. So we'll revisit that conversation.
Sure. I thought we were
That
going
was talked
for
about for having light
in
inside,
favor, yeah.
I thought we did too. I thought we had that. I thought we had the discussion. I just
Yes.
sent back to the
We did.
minutes. So,
We're gonna check the minutes.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
yeah.
Go back.
I just hadn't gone back to read stuff and figure out what we.
None of us remember.
Pretty sure we did
I
light.
did anticipate that we would lay it out so that it could be lit and maybe find a pathway for
Yeah.
electrical run, just so you have that option.
Yeah,
Um,
other projects, local.
Locally funded stuff, parking lot additions, plenty of people using the parking lot, including my cars over in the new stuff. At
That's
the moment.
great. We really used it today.
It's, yeah, I have a feeling, especially on game day weekends, it's gonna come in real handy. But the last couple of days, we've had a lot of charter traffic in and out the last couple of days. It's
Yes.
really made it a blessing to have, so.
Yes.
Hero.
Mural, those RFQs are out. The initial responses are due back on the 14th. So until that happens, that's kind of where that's at. But if you saw one of my emails, it's getting some press generated from local newspaper, local media. So Judy's been great to have somebody to lean on to interview and
Between you and me and Wendy for the art. they're
yep.
Getting information, and the DI interviewed us already for next week sometime, so.
The RFQ projects, the two future projects, so we had one submittal for the terminal building study. I have asked the FAA if they're comfortable with us moving forward on it, because the firm that submitted is Bolton Mink. I'm confident Carl and the team can do the job. We do have two firms that submitted for the solar power project. To do our due diligence, I think what I'm recommending for the commission is just bring both of them in for an interview. It's again, Bolton Mink, and the second firm is Crawford Murphy and Tilly. We can do a short 15-20-minute interview with each of them. The airport commission can make a final decision either that night, or if you want to sleep on it, you can push it off till January. But then we will have everything we need to do in terms of FAA funding for that project, and we can move on to getting agreements together.
For that next meeting.
I think we'll do that. Yeah, that'll be at the next meeting.
Let everybody.
Mike, do we have the sign off from FAA to go forward with that project once we get the RFQ squared away, like for BIL funds?
At that point, we will confirm with the FAA where funding's at, but as of right now, we have funding built up within the BIL program. So the funds are there, just whether or not they're accessible immediately. But we do have the funding allocated to us, so. Budget, I did submit the budget to City Hall and the Finance Department. That's been tabulated, and we do have our budget meeting on November 15th.
It's someplace, yes, that week, 60.
Was I invited?
You were not invited, but
Okay,
you're
good.
welcome to come if you want.
Cause you guys keep looking at me, so I'm like, was I invited?
Yeah.
No, it's quite nice.
Generally, that meeting is just the chair.
Okay, good for you. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Have fun, enjoy.
Yeah, November 15th, that's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Find the right calendar. Haven't heard anything too much. City Hall was, excuse me. City Hall was supportive again of our terminal building plans and going through the study. And if we do have a large project, because it's a 95% match from the FAA, if we do ultimately get the grant money, they're willing to come up with the matching for that. So
That's good.
same thing with the solar panel, just confirm that they're on board with using the climate fund for a source of matching funds for that. So all in all, we're good to go with the budget.
We can always remind them that they always ask us if we're gonna do LEDs or solar, so pony up.
So now we do resolution.
If you want to jump to the resolution, just
Or
before
anything else?
before we get there, just other general management topics. City Council is about to complete their strategic plan. Once that gets done, we'll pass that around to the Airport Commission so that, you know, our plans, we can have their strategic plan to help guide some of our stuff as well, because the more connections we make with those, the easier it is to get through the city process.
Understood.
Yeah, and then following the meeting last month, City Council did approve the pay grade change at the November 1st meeting. So now it's, I guess, up to the Airport Commission if you want to change my pay.
Okay, so now we're into airport manager consider resolution.
So I would like to propose a resolution changing the airport manager's pay to pay grade 27, step 4, retroactive to October 16th. 2020.
I second.
Any discussion?
Moved by Warren, seconded by,
Okay.
I gave it to Chris, but
okay,
they
okay,
had a couple of people speak up.
yes.
And then we also had it so that the chairperson could do the payroll change form. You can add that to your resolution.
Oh, okay. It's listed under number 3.
Yes, number 3.
Chairperson
It's
hereby
on there.
authorized, so it's on the resolution. So we've got that part already. So now we just need to do, any discussion of anything? It's going back to the 16th because that's when we originally talked about it and approved it as a group. Okay, Bishop,
Aye.
Scott's not here. Chris,
Aye.
Roger,
Aye.
Cool.
aye. Okay, that has passed. Yay.
Yes.
We appreciate all you've done.
Yes,
You
we
gonna
do.
buy a Mercedes?
I wish.
And even the city.
I'll continue paying off my student loans.
Oh,
Because I have private loans that are left. I have already submitted for my
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
get out of jail free cards or whatever, that get out of
Yeah.
student loan payments free.
Events.
Events, I have made contact with the autocross group. I do have the dates for them. I just did get them on the agenda. Because I think they responded to me yesterday.
That's not the spring anyway.
That's not till spring anyway. Yeah, nothing for this year. Again, as stuff gets planned out, we'll start adding things back to the events calendar.
Right, report.
Coming back to you, Chris. Oh, sure, yeah. I don't know if these are made in the packet, maybe we can take one. and pass it.
Yeah, they made it to-
They did make it this time, see, I should look at the packet once or twice before you. But anyway, as far as the airport stuff goes, there was not a lot worth mentioning, other than I did some like cold patch to some areas of the driveway to try to get that smoothed out a bit. They did, got rid of the taller grasses in the public viewing area, got that stuff cut down. They did the filter changes on the fuel farms. Those are the main things. Yeah, as far as that part goes, any questions on the maintenance side of things? Okay. As far as generator stuff, the biggest thing is the new approach is awesome. New approach and the length is great. I think we've had like 5 airplanes in the last hour and a half that all came in that probably wouldn't have been able to shoot. The approach was off, they wouldn't have made it at all. But I mean, they all would have used the new approach, so that's awesome. So it's 2 King years of rewarding donor flights and 2 returning charter flights. So that's good. The big global king thing, yeah, and I don't know if the link that I did do this, we've had them before,
Oh, yeah.
but just, it was probably helped. Probably helped.
That's good for,
Especially, yeah,
good
so
for
no,
everyone's revenues too.
Yeah.
it is,
Fuel-
a lot of
Fuel sales,
yeah, no, I think it's
$9,000.
1,500 plus gallons, yeah.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah,
I know that the one guy you've got is pretty good about updating databases, but now that we've got new approaches at Iowa City, are all the planes updated with those procedures?
yeah, so the new published approaches were November 3rd was the new thing, so yeah, I believe it's all been updated. They're on the
Well,
current chart site.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite made it to the 172s yet.
Oh, it has, yeah, okay.
Yeah, at least
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
it's still updated as of November 3rd. So
Oh,
I was gonna leave an email.
okay. Yeah, it's on Jared's calendar to do it, because we have the subscription for all of them. We use APG, which is a separate program. And so we actually had to physically call them and send them the information for the new runway link for calculating stuff.
Hmm.
But that's been submitted and it's already live. They did it the same day. So it's cool. We just send them a copy of the note. But yeah, so no, that's gonna be good. Otherwise, everything's been busy, so we're doing okay. Oh, and then you might want to mention the aviation impact study for the airport at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I even have it.
but as far as generator stuff, I think that's it. Unless we have any questions.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, the new impact study is, that was great to read about.
That was
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
There we go. Come on, computer. There, so Chris can see it too. Yeah, so the Iowa DOT did release the economic impact study. Our numbers, the last time they did this was in 2006. And then the number that we've been using was $11.2 million annually of an economic impact to the area. That number has jumped dramatically, and I am happily shocked by just how high it got. I expected a very large increase based on activity and improvements and fuel sale growth and all of that fun stuff. But now, as of 2022, the Iowa City Airport has an annual economic impact of $24 million.
So we're gonna really publicize this. Right?
Yeah, I am working with the I mean, yes,
Yes.
every time you talk to people and talk about the airport, this is one of those numbers that should be thrown out there.
This should be on the front page of the Daily Eye.
We're working on press releases with city staff, and this will be information that'll go into not this week's information packet of council, but probably next week's council packet.
What year was the last one done?
2006.
So 2006 to 2022.
That's what it said.
I don't remember, it's been probably 13, 15
Yeah.
years. 2006 sounds about.
I knew airports started asking for an update, when it was about 10 years old, and
It's taken several years.
COVID didn't help.
Amazing.
But yeah, this is, one of those things that you look back at where the airport was and everything we've done in the last 10 years or so, 15 years, and you can say it was all worth it.
We have a new terminal,
And hopefully, working on,
3-star restaurant, 5-star restaurant. maybe.
we'll see.
Yeah,
Terminal's gonna be a fun discussion, I can tell.
they're rotating
Rotating
the
floor.
bar at the top.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, just, follow the links that I had sent out in that email, because it does go through, the overall state, and there are a couple of YouTube videos that the state put together that does the statewide outlook. That's just nice and informative, and, the airports group, the Public Airports Association, I know we're gonna be using these numbers quite a bit when we go to the legislature and say, look at how aviation is important to Iowa, give airports more money. Help us fund our hangars and our maintenance and stuff like that, so definitely.
And that we do pilot training. now.
Yep. And within scan the technical report, because within the technical report, there are snapshots of a lot of Iowa City related stuff. So here they're talking about
Oh, I didn't see
FBO.
that. That's cool.
FBO operations, and they talk about Jet Air for a bit. The next one, they talk about the UIHC. There's a call out for air ambulance in the UIHC. And then I think the rest of these are all just our spots on the chart, on the data charts. So yeah. But yeah, definitely take a look through all of it, because it's a lot of Iowa City call outs in there. Which again is part of that, all of the work we've done in making the airport, a vital facility again. It's being noticed. It's being noticed by the state. It's being noticed by a lot of groups.
Is there any way to have a brighter light to
Oh,
make
yeah,
the turn
it's-
at the
yeah.
end of the coming in? I almost missed it.
Yeah, me too.
So they have you-
And I know where it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's in control of that, but let me talk to Streets and,
Get a brighter one to it, because even the airport sign,
That'll be part of the
It's-
gateway study.
until then, even where the sign, where we have it,
Yep.
the Iowa City, or, I mean,
That's
that's
some Vegas style lighting.
let me talk to Streets and, I don't know who's responsible for the power light, the road light, so
okay.
we'll figure it out and hopefully get something done.
Okay.
I know that, that entrance is one of those things that,
I know we need more eventually. That'd be one thing they could do.
Yeah.
Is just change the light bulb.
So.
Anyway. Okay. Any other information?
that's all I have for that.
Any commissioner member comments?
Just that the internet connection on your end seems to be in need of some TLC. Yeah, you occasionally drop to. It says mine is good, but yours drops to red and you stutter on occasion. So I don't know if it's the computer or the network, but we might want to look at that.
Probably the computer is looking at it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. The other thing.
Yeah.
That I wanted to bring up was.
That was in the budget to replace that, Mike, right?
It's in the progress. I believe IT has the shipment of new computers that they're doing whatever they need to do to add security and all of that fun stuff onto it that the city network requires. So hopefully by next month, we have some new stuff out here.
You're gonna replace the ones down.
Yeah, we're
Flight
doing,
simulator.
yeah, anything that's ours. So
Yeah.
this one, the laptop, the one in the lounge, and then the one that's ours in the flight simulator room, because the other one's now Jet Air's.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Which one is ours?
If you're looking at them, the left one is ours, the right one's Jet Air's.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up was that the city's gonna be putting the large recycle bins across the street over there. So that may add some more maintenance or cleanup,
Across the street.
the ferry.
Yeah, part of the,
Sturgis Ferry area is being noted as part of the city where they can put those big bins for people to bring their recycling stuff.
Oh, yeah,
to.
they're doing it right now over by just down across from Arby's.
yeah, they're trying to relocate them, because ultimately the whole goal is for the city to clear out of that whole corner.
Oh, and sell it or something.
And it's all move closer to the airport.
So it'll be across
See
the
it
front.
crossed by next to the river there,
Oh.
Sturgis Ferry area, which means that.
Shouldn't be a big deal, might cause some garbage, we'll keep an eye on it,
Um,
because,
You don't want to be attracted to water,
Yeah.
any birds and that kind of thing.
Raccoons.
That's a good
Like,
point.
Like for instance, landfills, you have to have 5 miles from the end of the runway to the landfill because of the attraction for
Yeah.
birds.
Okay,
Yeah,
So. yeah,
They're-
make sure-
They're pretty well enclosed. They're
Yeah.
pretty good from that standpoint, but they are kind of ugly.
well,
yeah. I haven't seen like seagulls and stuff flocking around down there. Like
okay,
you might in some other landfill areas.
yeah.
okay. Anything else?
Office is closed tomorrow, and then again for Thanksgiving Day and the day after, those are all city holidays. And December, when December rolls around, I probably will be doing my typical Christmas to New Year's vacation, so.
Okay. And then the next meeting, regular meeting will be December 8th.
Yep.
Is everybody gonna be here then? As far as you know?
I will.
I will, you will, Chris?
I'm checking.
Electra's gonna be out of the country.
Not
She's-
a bit for the next 6 months.
This will be the
For all
last
the
half.
late meetings, I want to be out of the country.
Yes, I will be there.
Okay,
Just remember, we do start the strategic plan work, so it is important for people to be here.
okay, so at least we got to have a quorum. Okay, then that's adjourned. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.